Hi students, now the continuation of strategy design pattern consequences section. In this consequences, what the consequences means, it describes the results of whatever applying underlying this pattern. Okay, what the strategy design pattern, if we have some following benefits and liabilities, and we can say some drawbacks. Okay, the following benefits and drawbacks, if we have seven things required, okay, in strategy design pattern of particularly related to consequences section. Okay, the first one is families of related algorithms. Families of related algorithms, in the sense, listen carefully, hierarchies of strategy classes define a family of algorithms or behavior for context to reuse. Already I said you in this concept what a multiple algorithms for a particular for a particular whatever we are doing some specific task. If we have to be taken some hierarchies of strategy design classes, just we need to define a families of algorithms or whatever the behavior for the particular context to reuse it. So the inheritance concept here, the inheritance concept can help the factor out some common functionality of the algorithms. Inheritance can help the factor the common functionality of those algorithms. And coming to the second consequence, it's related to strategy design pattern, an alternative to subclassing. In the sense, inheritance offers another way. Another inheritance offers another way. We need to suppose a variety of algorithms or behaviors, so you can subclass a context class directly to give it different behaviors. In the sense, the behavior into a context, just it mixes the algorithm implementation with context objects, so making the context harder to understand, to maintain, and we need to suppose it to do extend, and you can't vary those algorithms dynamically. So you may with many related classes whose only difference is the algorithm or a behavior, okay, whatever they employed there. Okay, here just the main just we need to encapsulating the algorithms in separate strategy classes. Lets you vary those algorithms. It may vary independently of its context object. So and making it very easier to switch and understand and extend. Okay, it is the main concept of an alternative to a subclassing. And coming to the third key point, that is nothing but strategies eliminate conditional statements. Okay, here what they eliminate, conditional statements they eliminate at that strategies. In the sense, the strategy design pattern offers an alternative to conditional statements for selecting a desired behavior. Is exactly we need to selecting the whatever the desired behavior in the strategy design pattern. If you need to choose an alternative to conditional statements, just we need to selecting the desired behavior. In the sense, when different behaviors are lumped into one class, it's very hard to avoid by using these conditional statements to select the right behavior. Okay, to select the right behavior, just we need to encapsulating the behavior in separate strategy classes. Just we need to eliminate these conditional statements. It is the meaning ma. And coming to the fourth consequence, that is nothing but a choice of implementations. Yes, if we have some choices how to implement those strategies, strategies can provide different implementations of the same behavior. So here the client can choose among those strategies with different time and space trade-offs. Okay, and coming to the fifth consequence, clients must be aware of different strategies. Yes, exactly, the client must be aware of different strategies. In the sense, what that meaning? In the sense, the clients might be exposed to implementation issues, so therefore you should use the strategy design pattern only whenever the variation in behavior it is very relevant to those clients. So here the pattern, one drawback, whatever the client must understand how to maintain how those strategies it differ before it can select the appropriate one. In the sense, before it can select the suitable one. Okay, however the client must need to understand and maintain how those strategies. Okay, and coming to the sixth one, communication overhead between a strategy and context. Yes, exactly, we seen the communication overhead between a strategy and context. In the sense, the strategy interface is shared by all, it is shared by all concrete strategy classes, whether the algorithms they implement or complex. In the sense, what this in strategy design pattern, it declares an interface. It's just shared by all the concrete strategy subclasses, whether those algorithms they implement it's very complex one. So hence it's likely that some concrete strategies won't use all that particular information, just we need to pass it them through this interface. Like simple concrete strategies may use none of it. That means there will be many times whenever the context creates and initializes those parameters that never get used. So then you will need the tightly coupling between strategy and a context. Okay, in the sense here some concrete strategies won't use all the information passed to them through this particular interface. So simple concrete strategies may use none of it. That means there will be many times whenever the context creates and just initializes those parameters that never get used. Okay, this is nothing but the strategy interface, a communication between the strategy and context. Coming to the seventh consequence, that is nothing but increased number of objects. How we can increase those number of objects? Strategies increase the number of objects in an application oriented based, in sometimes you can reduce this, sometimes you can reduce this implementing strategies as stateless objects. At the time you can shape that context object, yeah, any residual states it is maintained to support by the context object, how which passes each request to the strategy object, So here the shared strategies should not maintain the state. Listen carefully, shared strategies should not maintain state across invocations, in the sense calling. So here we need to suppose it to use this design pattern, that is nothing but flyweight design pattern. It describes this approach in more detailed concept. Okay, and coming to the implementation section in the sense, consider the implementation section. If we have to see some three implementation issues yet strategy design pattern. The first one is defining the strategy and context interfaces, in the sense, the strategy and context interfaces must give a concrete strategy. It should be efficiently we can access its data. It is very need from a context object. Okay, in the sense, one approach here, we need to have some context object pass data in parameters to strategy operations, how to perform. In other words, we can say, suppose if we have to take some data to the strategy design pattern, this keeps the strategy and context decoupled. We can see in another way, the context might pass the data, the strategy does not need. Okay, so here the another technique has a context pass itself, the context pass itself as an argument, and the strategy requests those data from the context explicitly. So here alternatively, what we want to say, the strategy can store a reference okay, to its context. And finally, we need to eliminating the need to pass anything at all, in the sense something data. Another way, the strategy can request exactly what they need it. Okay, but now the context must define a more elaborate interface to its particular data, which couples the strategy and context. It should be a more closely one. So the need of the particular algorithm and its data requirements, just we will determine what is the best technique of the strategy and context interfaces, how we need to suppose it to defining that. Okay, coming to the second implementation issue, strategies as template parameters. According to advanced data structures in C++ template, it can be used just we need to configure a class with a strategy design pattern. So this technique, it is only applicable in two categories. The first one, the first strategy, it can be selected at compile time. Listen carefully, it can be selected at compile time. And the second category, it does not have to be changed at runtime. Okay, in this case, how the class should be configured, how to define as a template class. Okay, that has a strategy class class itself as a parameter or not. So we seen with the templates, there is no need to define an abstract class here. Just we need to define the interface, how the strategy using as a template parameter. So let's you required the strategy to its context, which can increase those efficiency statically. Okay, it is the concept of strategies as template parameters. And coming to the third implementation section, making strategy objects optional. Yes, we want to making a strategy objects optional, in the sense the context class may be simplified, in the sense if it's meaningful not to have a strategy object, in the sense context checks to see whether if it has a strategy object before we need to accessing it. So if there is one, the context uses it's very normally. If there is not a strategy, then context carries out default behavior. Context carries out default behavior. So the benefit of this approach is that clients don't have to deal with strategy objects. The clients don't have to deal with strategy objects optionally. So at all, unless they don't like that particular default behavior, just we don't want to making strategy objects optional. Okay, it is the concept of implementation section. And coming to this known users, if we have so many real life so many examples in the real world, we need to study here the known users. We need to study here. The first one is ET++ and interviews. Okay, in the sense here ET++ and interviews uses strategies. Just we need to encapsulate different line breaking algorithms as we have described earlier only. And coming to the RTL system, in the sense for compiler code optimization and strategies define different register allocation schemes. Register allocation schemes just we have to be defined, and instruction set scheduling policies. In the sense, RISC scheduler, CISC scheduler, these are compiler code optimization strategies. So just we need to define some different register allocation schemes. These are just this provides a flexibility in targeting, to optimize for different mission architectures also. Okay, and coming to the next ET++ swap manager. In this section we need to study how to calculation engine framework, how to compute the prices for different financial instruments. Okay, and its key abstractions are also just instrument and yield curve. Different instruments are carried to implemented as subclasses of instrument. So the yield curve just calculate and evaluate the discount factors which determine the present value of future cash flows. And coming these both of these classes, just we need to delegate some behavior to strategy objects. Okay, this is the concept. And coming to the Booch components, just here the Booch components, we need to use the strategies as a template arguments. In the sense, the Booch collection classes support three different kinds of memory allocation strategies. How to manage the allocation out of a pool, and controlled, in the sense, allocation or deallocation are protected by some locks. And coming to the third section, unmanaged, in the sense the normal memory allocator. In the sense, these strategies are passed as template arguments. To a collection class. Whenever we need, it is in just when it's instantiated. For example, an unbounded collection that uses the unmanaged strategy. In the sense, the normal memory allocator, it is instantiated as unbounded a collection. Okay, and coming to the RRAP non-use, it is a system for integrated circuit layout. Okay, the RAP, and it must layout and route wires. It must layout and route wires that should be connected, the systems that should be connected to subsystems on that particular circuit. So routing algorithms in RAP are just we need to define it as subclasses of an abstract router class. Just subclasses of an abstract router classes. Here router is a strategy class. And coming to the Borland's object window, in the sense, it uses Borland's object windows uses strategies in dialog boxes to make sure that whenever the user enters valid data, for example, numbers might have to be in a certain range, and a numeric entry field, if you have to be entered some numbers into an entry field, it should accept only digits. Or numbers. Just validating it's correct or not, that string is correct or not. It can require a table lookup. Okay, and coming to the object windows, the object windows just uses the validator objects, how to encapsulate the validation strategies, it is valid or not, validation strategies. The validators are examples of strategy objects. Okay, listen carefully. Validators are examples of strategy objects. Here the data entry fields, just we want to delegate the validation strategy to an optional validator object. Listen carefully, to an optional validator object. So here the client attaches a validator object to a field. Okay, if validation is required. An example of optional strategy: whenever the dialog is closed, the entry field ask their validators, just we need to validate the data. So here the class library provides the validators. The class library provides validators for common cases such as range validator for numbers, new client specific validation strategies. It can be defined easily. It can be defined easily. Validator for numbers, range validator for numbers, new client specific validation strategies. It can be defined easily by just we are defining the subclasses of the validator class. And coming to the finally related patterns, here flyweight is the related pattern to strategy design pattern. Here we need to suppose to use the strategy objects oftenly make good flyweights. Okay ma, this is the completion of a strategy design pattern. Next class we seen template method ma. Next class we seen template method. Thank you one and all ma.